and some important visitors like India, German, France, and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the Talking Talk, the German president, Narendra Modi and Merkel visited this center during its peak and whenever it is. The scheme was changed. Whoever is employed only we do things. In-house training. Across. Previously it was other way around. We used to train people and onboard it. So till 2018-19 hiring was happening. Now because of the transit from diesel to electrification or so many things, any sort of training is possible. So BBC is being named only for training. So we will not say no to any training. Of course, there are some things to be followed upon because it's an industry. They have a protocol. Definitely, we can plan it. So we were doing it for Bosch. See, because once we give all the training programs, now people will not choose, or they may see it as another mail and leave it. So just we are putting it in the capsule: electrical, electronics, pneumatics, and hydraulics. Sir, if we go outside, is not that training participants, everything is same, but when it comes to like whatever machines, equipments is in the machine, same we use and do it. So we take the help of Rexra, is our Bosch group, which is there in the Mysore Road. Machine Rexra, Bosch Rexra, is in Ahmedabad. DCIM.
They are experts in hydraulics, pneumatics, and industrial applications.
Yes. So we join hands. It's a Bosch group. So whatever they manufacture, we take them, take it for our manufacturing. So same thing we have put it in our training. So here the participants will be trained on pneumatics. When the pressure increases to 300 bars, when it is with oil, we do it for 3 days, 1 week, depending on the participants' availability. So 2 days, we generally plan 2 days for any training. Because if they put more time on, then they will not get leave. So that is training. All hands on. We only follow 20% theory, 80% practice. So the classroom also here only, and the labs you can see all the kits with wires, everything. Do that.
It's okay, 35 kg, 350 bar, 4 to 6 hours, you also train for. No, for us, development. I'm not marketing or doing any production setup. It's all new system, technology. I don't think that 2 days doesn't give me the time and I'm just new there. It's really new.
There will be a range of 10 and the syllabus campus is meticulously designed that it will not be very easy for the degree who are almost degree people or very difficult for the 10th study. It is like much neutral where each and every lesson has a different kind of stories. First thing is like we will start with the motivation song. We'll ensure that, and we have 3 different modules. First module we focus on the mindset as well as it is called as foundation. Goal settings. So what is your goal? How you have to achieve it? It doesn't mean that you can just have a goal and do it in a wrong way. So we have to have life skills, ethics, integrity, follow all those things, self-preservation, what is self-awareness, what is exactly you, what talent you have, all those things will be based on that, how that will align towards your goal. Once the foundation is ready, next we will start constructing all this development. How communication, what's the organizing things. Once you organize, how effectively the time will be managed, how you can take the decisions well, and according to that, how that is related to your goal. That will be done. Post that will be something called as readiness. They are ready for an employee. Interview skills, self-grooming, and we will organize some HRs from countries come here. HR perspective as a HR, what I will expect from you. So all those classes will be done, mock interviews will be done with students. Post that, the industrial visit.
They will get that t-shirt and this one. So just wanted to add to the point further. So this is a soft skill, purely soft skill, and the candidate.
From past 2 months, and I have learned many new things. First thing I have learned is a home position of a computer in a computer classes, and I have also learned that if we are active listening, then we are able to get to the work very easily. So I have learned that active listening is very important.
Oh, very good. Okay, so anything you wanted to ask, you can just ask. Any questions? So this is what Ratan sir proposed in the next phase, that we can.
I have been part of the CSR team earlier before coming to public consultation. So it's not a new day for us. And I'm sure so we are due for regarding Bosch. Sure we follow for Bosco. What do you know about Bosch? Yes, so Bosch is the world's largest automotive spare parts company. So our first business is mobility in consumer goods, and third one we have
again is more. So degree. So all these students are coming out, but lack of skills, lack of job readiness, are not matching to industry needs. So these are some of the challenges, underemployment, unemployment that we have regularly, and it is because of this AI and all, it is I think again becoming more challenges. So how are we addressing through this skill development programs, why we are doing, and what is the partnership about that we want to work with Don Bosco? I think you all know we recently had this 2 days back World Youth Skill Day. So, but in India we are the youngest nation. So it's all more reasons we want to invest into make sure this youth become productive and employable and contribute to nation rather than becoming a burden or a liability. So that is why we want to focus on this youth so that they become employable. If you see the problems in the skill development across various channels, these are the government recent reports. So many students are coming out of these institutions, but they are not employable. So these are some of the roles and responsibilities. So we want to ensure that build the capacities of these institutions by providing training of people, learning aid, assessment, certification, and then definitely we will also support your institution with financial support. You can take care of your operational needs. And then what we expect from Don Bosco is integrate our curriculum, ensure that the implementation of the training with the qualified trainers, and then they get employable, and we will ensure that every youth gets placed. So that is our kind of a joint commitment that we are envisaging. Hopefully, we want to ensure that this program becomes successful.
Word BOSCH, and our founder Bosco, BOSCO. There's just a difference of one letter. Trying to find out something more on it. In German language as well as in Dutch, Bosch actually means forest or wood. Bosco in Italian, where Don Bosco comes from, also means wood. So I think we are celebrating something very special here. We are already together on a lot of things. Maybe we are inking or cementing a common vision, a common possibility that we have. Don Bosco died in 1888. Robert Bosch started the company in 1886. Right. So again, there is a confluence of possibilities, interests, and mission emerging from this. Maybe we are trying to again find meaning after 140 years to make alive the dreams that they had. It is said that Don Bosco, while he did his training of young people, put them as apprentices in workshops, we are talking about 1850s, he seems to have been the first one in Italy to have written contracts with these employers way back then, to ensure these young people had a legitimate experience both at the workplace as well as the learning opportunity through this possibility, which is today what we call apprenticeship and documented evidence, etc. So he was a man, as we always called him, far ahead of his times in thinking for the future. I think that's exactly what Bosch is celebrating. H, I would say, is standing for the hands, which is the how of skilling. And O stands for maybe the openness, the why of skill, where Don Bosco believed in, along with skilling, he had three words which actually puts together the rationale for any Don Bosco institution, which is, we call it the preventive system of education, which is reason, religion, loving kindness. That is the other-centered, going beyond oneself to others as well as to the divine, which is the part of reason, religion, and loving kindness. And the H coming from Bosch, where you have all the hand tools and you have also the how.
If we look at skill development portfolio of Bosch as business, starting with Bosch Vocational Center way back in 1965, and now we are progressing through it through the CSR and Bosch India Foundation. The reason why we have been able to work on slow, steady, and being able to sustain it over a long period of time is the requirement on the ground, and we know the need on the ground. We can't bring jobs to rural areas or semi-urban areas or semi-rural areas, but we can always equip them with some skills which is going to help them in one way or the other. While the journey was slow and steady, and it was not something where we had active partnerships in terms of organizations like Don Bosco, TVS, and very recently Titan and other organizations who got on board during the time. But we realized that when you look at CSR, it's not a solo journey. It's something where we have to get people, like-minded organizations on board who have been part of the journey at their own pace, but would add value to what we are doing. And that's the future of social engagement for Bosch. And I'm sure for CSR for the rest of the country and other companies as well.
We have in ITI So this also adds little bit credibility to the employability subject by having the soft skill program. And then the entrepreneurship, of course, that has also been dealt. The topics are there for the entrepreneurship, which includes like how to assess the business planning, customer relationship, the service regarding to the automobile sector. Because 2 and 3 wheeler, it's more prone to start after some experience to start his own enterprise. So this also helps the trainees to get some idea, and this becomes the one kind of, we could say, value added program for the current content what we offer in our institution. These are some of the materials what we received from the Bosch India Foundation. So it includes the kit, there is a bag, there is a t-shirt, there are the materials which are required for the training purpose, the technical content material which we distribute to the trainees, and the trainees use them during the training program. These are some of the glimpses of the training program. These are the places where our workshop is and the training which we are conducting in our institution. That's Mr. Dexter, who got trained under this particular program of LEAD under TOT. We have sent our trainer, and this was a 3 days training program wherein the details like theory like fuel system, BS6 vehicle, brake system, sensors, and also the practical demonstration of vehicle engine dismantling and reassembly, gearbox, study of sensors and brakes, and also the plant visit which was done during this training program. And the content which was given them during these 3 days was also shared to our trainer, which will equip our trainer to train this particular program back in a center. So that is a good advantage for us to use the content for our training. These are some of the glimpses of the training which was conducted. So full-fledged program, and we are happy that our trainer is trained under this particular program. Just to mention regarding the 2-wheeler program which we had started, that is content for the lead courses. So obviously the first one is the fundamentals. There is a booklet which is given. The trainer is been taught how to use this booklet. There is a material for the instructor as well as for the trainees. So fundamentals of 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler and 4-wheeler, their basic concepts are given there.
Vector Laser, Don Bosco Private ITI, Bono. Father Victor Laser, Don Bosco ITI. Next. Signing style.
Yes.
Okay, great, sir. Next, Father Janoris L. Don Bosco Private ITI, Livelihoods. I request all the principals to sign in the empanelment letter in the last page and hand it over. Yes. We'll give you one more copy. Yes, one copy for yours and one copy for us. Dr. Yes. Father Sekhar Devraj, Don Bosco, Delva, Sidwa. Father Francis Xavier, Don Bosco ITA. Next, Father Melvin, Don Bosco ITA, Polytechnic. Next, Father George, St. Joseph Industrial Training Center, Basin Beach. Father B. We have Joseph name is noted. Next, Father D. Rajasekhar, Don Bosco ITA, Guntur.